بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله صلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين وبعد. The last book, as we decided, inshallah, we'll be talking about series of the Quran, stories of the Quran, inshallah, that are not related to the prophets in a sense of prophet's story, but it could be related to the life of the prophet in general, but it has to do with some other than the prophet himself. So when we read the first surah of the Quran, it is called Surat Al-Baqarah, after Al-Fatiha, Surat Al-Baqarah. Okay, Surat Al-Baqarah was giving this name as the cow, not because it has the story of the cow, because of the significance of the story. Okay, so a lot of people don't know the story itself, but the benefit of it is very important to learn. In the life of Musa alayhi salam in general, he had to deal with so much struggle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam have stated in the hadith, as he said, قال رحم الله أخي موسى أوذي بأكثر من ذلك فصبر. Always the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to say, may Allah have mercy upon my brother Musa alayhi salam. He was tested with more than what I was tested with, and he was always patient. So let's take this story inshallah quickly because of the timing. And then, I don't know if we could cover it up, but I'll try inshallah. So Musa alayhi salam, at the time of Bani Israel, there was two figures, two men. And this is the lesson that we learn, that when life changes the individual, it has nothing to do with who you are or where you live. Changes comes first from you. And then the environment around you does cause an effect. This person at the time of Bani Israel was a young boy whom his father was a very righteous man. And this is very important. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. There's always a benefit when the Quran mentioned that his parents were righteous. The righteousness of the parents is going to, for somehow, somewhere in life, going to affect the life of the children. I'm talking about in a good way. Okay? This person, he said, he had a cow that was very special. The cow was not old and it was not young. The cow didn't give or produce or give birth to many cows. Okay, لا فارض ولا بكر عوان بين ذلك. This cow was very bright in color, and this cow was special that it didn't farm or do any of the farm work. So what did he do? His boy was very young. So he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قال اللهم إني أستودعك هذه لولدي. He said, oh Allah, I am leaving this behind for my boy, for you to protect it. And that's why the dua of the Prophet ﷺ, whenever you travel and you leave your family, تقول أستودعكم الله الذي لا تضيع. You always say, I would leave you behind, and I am sure that the protection of Allah is with you. Because if Allah's protection is with them, then you don't need to worry about anything else. أستودعك الله. Like you're saying, I'm going to keep this safe with you, Allah. So he said, I'm going to keep this cow safe. Some narration says that the cow was actually lost in the desert and no one was able to touch it. So anybody who would run after to try to get it, they can't even grab it. So this boy, when he grew old, his mother told him, she said, go and look for your cow that your father left behind as an inheritance. فقال كيف? Where am I going to find it now? She said, go and look for it. إن أباك استودع الله إياه. Allah is the one who's guarding it. Allah is the one who's protecting it. So you will find it. So he went to look for it. So that's the first boy. The righteousness of the boy because of the righteousness of the father and the parents. On the other hand, at the same time, there was a boy of a family. His uncle had a daughter and he was very rich. So this boy wanted to inherit his uncle. So he made a plan to take his uncle, move him from the city where they lived to an out city, a next door city, so he could take him there and kill him so he could take his inheritance. You see, same situation, same living style. They were both rich. They were both looking after the same thing. But one was seeking it in the halal way, one was seeking it in the haram way. He did take his uncle, he went to a different city, he killed him there. In a long story, I'll try to make it short. The ruling at that time that if you bring in the killer, he'll be killed. But if you don't find him, then wherever he's killed, you have to bring 50 people, 50, from that city, and they have to swear by Allah that none of them has killed him, and if they do so, then they have to pay the ransom to the family of the killed one. So when they came to those people and they told them, they said, did you kill this man? He's killed in your city. So who killed him? They said, we don't know. So somebody said, okay, why are you guys, why are you going through all this? You have a prophet right there. Go and ask him. Allah would tell them, Musa alayhi salam. So they went to Musa alayhi salam. They told him, we want to know who killed this man. We don't know him. He is not from our city. He is not from our village. Somebody killed him. So Musa alayhi salam, قال الله عز وجل وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم إن الله يأمركم أن تذبحوا بقرة. This is the command. The command came that Musa alayhi salam said to them, Allah is commanding you to slaughter a cow. What does that have to do with what we're asking you? We came here to see who killed this man. You're telling us to slaughter a cow. That's the command. قالوا أتتخذنا هزوا. Bani Israel are very disrespectful. They're saying to Musa, you're making fun of us? We're asking you to tell us who killed this man, and you're telling us to slaughter a cow. What does that have to do with anything? There's a group who completely deny, and they're like, we're not going to do what you're asking for. That doesn't make sense. What does a cow have to do with that? There's another group. The best among the group are the one that we have today in the story. قالوا قال أعوذ بالله أن أكون من الجاهلين. Musa alayhi salam, he said, أعوذ بالله. Look at his politeness. Okay? He didn't say, you're idiots, go to hell then. What am I going to do for you? You don't listen to me? خلاص. He said, أعوذ بالله أن أكون من الجاهلين. I'm not making fun of you. This is a command by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا. Throughout the Quran, look at the ayat. He said, قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا. They said, ask your Lord. Another disrespectful way. Because if they respected Musa and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they would have said what? ادع لنا ربنا. But they say ربك. Just ask your Lord. يبين لنا ما هي. So he could clear it for us. Now, for people who's, in the Arabic language, when there's a word that is definite with the alif lam, it means a specific group or a thing. So if Allah said, اذبحوا البقرة, that means they have to slaughter a specific cow. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, slaughter a cow, not that cow. So a means what? Any. If they went and they took a cow and they slaughtered, the story would have been over. But no. Why? Because we want to argue. We want to ask more. And that's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam called halak al-mutanatti'un. This is a problem even in our deen. When we ask so many questions, it might lead to hardship. Ad-din yusr. When the religion comes easy to you, take it as it is. Okay? Specifying every action. Okay? Washing your face in wudu. What is your face? Your face is your face. Done. But then somebody will say, but I want you to define a face for me. Somebody will tell him, it's from where the hair grows to the ear loop to the side. So when this person is making wudu now, he's not just washing the face, he's doing what? He's so worried that he's going to miss any of that part of the face, so he's always in the waswas area. Face, done. Sahaba heard it, they did it, done. فقالوا إن الله يأمركم أن تذبحوا بقرة. Go get a cow from anywhere and slaughter a cow. The reason a cow specifically, because of two reasons. The story of the cow itself, and because they just worshiped the cow before. So Allah wanted to destroy that in their heart. He wants them to kill it. And this is another lesson for us. Anything that you're connected to that distracts you away from Allah, you should get rid of it and kill it. Step by step. Anything that distracts you, not kill it like you go and kill somebody. You say, my son is distracting me from ibadah, I'm going to kill him. That's not my point. Okay? I'm saying to get rid of it in the life. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة. Look at Musa's repetition of the word. He said, Allah said, it's a cow. And then he said, لا فارض ولا بكر عوان بين ذلك. What is he trying to tell them? لذلك بعض المشايخ كان بيقرأ هذه الآيات هكذا. كان يقول وإذ قال موسى لقومه إن الله يأمركم أن تذبحوا بقرة. And then he will say, قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة. And he will stop. He will stop at the word cow. What is he trying to read here? He actually understands Quran very well. He's trying to say what? Just do it. Baqarah. What is more clarification than a cow? Today, when we have the command of Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we are among two groups. Okay, Bani Israel are example, or the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Sahaba Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told them do this, قالوا سمعنا وأطعنا. They didn't complain. يا رسول الله قال المقداد يا رسول الله والله يا رسول الله لو خضت بنا البحر لخضناه معك ولا نقول لك كما قالت بنو إسرائيل لموسى اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا هنا قاعدون إنما نقول اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا معكما مقاتلون. This is the difference between the Sahaba and Bani Israel. And that's what we learn. They said, when they told Musa, you are your Lord, go and fight. We'll wait here. If you win, alhamdulillah. If you lose, we're out. Muqdad said to Rasulullah, we're not going to tell you like that. We're going to say, you and your Lord go and fight, get ready, and we're coming with you. That's the difference between, that's why the Sahaba are the best of the nations among all nations. أفضل الناس بعد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أصحابه صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة لا فارض ولا بكر, يعني not old, not young. فافعلوا ما تؤمرون. Do what you're commanded. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما لونه. Tell your Lord to tell us the color. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة. Again, it's a cow. What color is a cow? Have you seen a black cow yet? Most likely brownish, yellowish. قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة صفراء فاقع لونه. Look at this. Every time they expand their argument, Allah expands the specification. Allah could have said إنها بقرة صفراء. It's a yellow cow. Make it easy. No, because they make it hard. So he said صفراء فاقع لونه. That it has a bright color. Not only that, تسر الناظرين. That when you look at it, you feel the joy and the happiness. That means that this cow is in a farm or a garden that is fully green, because a reflection of yellow and green will give you that brightness look. So you have to find it when it's farming or eating from a grass, not just yellow with a bright color. لا يمكن تسر الناظر إلا إذا كانت في مكان طيب. It has to be in a good place. Now, if you find it, you might find a yellow cow in a farm or in a desert in the middle. You won't like it. It'll be like, it doesn't bring joy to my heart. Allah said it has to bring joy into. So when you look at it, you feel like, you feel joy and happy. تسر الناظرين. More complication. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما هي إن البقرة تشابه علينا. Now they went into more. الدين يسر. Religion is easy. وما خير النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بين أمرين إلا اختار أيسرهما. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was not giving the choice between two matters except that he would always choose what? The easiest for himself and for others. When you start adding onto yourself, Zainab, she's having a rope tied in the masjid from one side to one side. Rasulullah came into the masjid. He said, "What is this rope for?" They said, "Ya Rasulullah, hablu Zainab. Zainab, when she's praying, when she gets tired, she's holding onto the rope to stay awake." قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اقطعوا عنها حبلها وليصلي أحدكم نشاطا. You should pray as long as you have energy. If you fall asleep, just fall asleep and stop the salah. Easy matters. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, when he travels, some of the Sahaba said, we used to break our fast when we're traveling with Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. Why is that? Ease. When the man came, he said, Ya Rasulullah, al-Hajj. He said, yes, you have to perform salah, siyam, zakah, hajj. He said, every year. He specified salah 5 times a day. He specified the month of Ramadan for fasting. Specified zakah when the year passes and you have the percentage. When he came to hajj, he said hajj. So the man said, is it every year? He said, I didn't tell you it was every year. I cleared the other ones out. So when I said hajj, I meant what? One time. That's what he understood. قال لو قلتها لوجبت وما استطعتم. If I would to answer you and say yes, it's every year, Allah would make it obligatory upon you to go to Hajj every year, and you wouldn't be able to. Can you imagine if Hajj is obligatory every year now? Hajj is now $10,000. Anybody has $10,000 every year to spend on Hajj? MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Tell me what job you have, so I could switch from. No, subhanallah, very, very hard. Even if you have the money, you might not have the strength. But it's obligation. This is what exactly they're doing. قال أنس كنا في زمان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهينا عن السؤال يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تسألوا عن أشياء إن تبد لكم تسؤكم وإن تسألوا عنها حين ينزل القرآن تبد لكم عفى الله عنها. The Quran says, Allah is revealing for you what you need to learn. So don't ask questions about things that are hidden for you and try to dig into it. I'll tell you an example, and don't ask me because there's no time to clarify. A lot of us today, the issue with a lot of the chocolate and other things that has gelatin and all of that, and somebody would sit there and they will hold the paper and read the ingredients and call the company, and then the company will say, I don't know what's going on, so let me call the supervisor, and he sends them an email and he waits for a response, or maybe he goes to visit them in Washington DC if they have an office. Yeah, why? Who told you that you could do? Who told you that you have to do all of that? This is what we're going through exactly. This is what Bani Israel did with their life, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them not only go through struggle, but they led to harm themselves and others. You don't have to. A slaughter, if it's slaughter in a non-Muslim country by a non-Muslim, we don't have to go and investigate. You don't say, how did you slaughter? With hand. Which hand? The right hand. On which knife? Clean knife. Say Bismillah. He's not going to say Bismillah anyway. Then we start asking 100 questions. Then at the end, all halal, all food is haram. Because we won't be able to find out anything. And most of those people that you ask, they don't know. That's exactly the circle, the route that we're taking in our life to learn from this story. Just because the time, maybe I'll talk to Shaykh Yusuf to excuse me for tomorrow's class instead of his class. And I'll leave him for Saturday, inshallah. If he gives me permission, is he here to finish off the cow story? He left? Huh? Just tomorrow. And Shaykh Yusuf is going to take Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, inshallah. We'll pay. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يعلمنا وإياكم وينفعنا وأن ينفعنا بعلم. So the last thing we want to take today, inshallah, when we leave, very important, wallah. ما شاد الدين أحد إلا غلبه. The more religion is so easy. Don't make it complicated upon yourself. Okay? Don't think being strict in things that no need for strictness Because, for example, we have to be strict that salahs 5 times a day, period. We have to be strict that we fast Ramadan from Fajr to Maghrib. No joking. But then there's a lot of other things that we could be flexible, different of opinion. We could respect each other and follow and move on with our life. The religion, every time there is hardship, Allah brings ease. This is a qaida, fundamental. Every time there is hardship, you'll find ease. But the problem is what? We want the hardship because we think it's safer. What is safer is doing what you're capable of for the sake of Allah in the best of capacity that you have. That's the first lesson that we'll take from that story. The second lesson, we'll leave it till tomorrow, inshallah, because that's important to continue on, inshallah. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakumullah khairan.